Greetings gamers to the worst channel on YouTube. Yeah. Today we're going to be doing something original for once. Yeah. There's probably a good reason why people haven't done this. Today we're going to be ranking my games library. Or I mean I am. This is it. Yes, I am playing on Xbox. Which leads greatly into the rules of this. Yes, everyone hates rules. Number one, I'm not counting Minecraft or Roblox. For two reasons. Minecraft would win 100% if it was on the list, which gives nothing else a chance. Can I do that? Roblox doesn't really feel like a game, so it would probably be at the bottom. I don't know where to put it, so I'm not counting it. Rule number two, I don't hate anything on here apart from the last one, which I absolutely despise, and you'll find out why. Number three, this is my opinion, which means nothing at all. And if you have an opinion, zero brain moment there, you can put your opinion in the comments if you want. You can tell me how dumb I am if you want. It's your choice. I have no rule over you. Another thing to consider is I'm a bit stupid, so many of these shouldn't be where they are, frankly. But I cannot be asked to change this. The entire reason I'm doing this video is because I'm bored, because I don't need to explain why, really. I think we all know, so. But we're making history, apparently. Right, so let's start with the 34th. Yeah, this is going to take a while. Game on my list, which is not a surprise to anyone who's played it, heard of it, or has any amount of brain at all. Fallout 76. Where to start, really? Where do you start? It's expensive. And for an expensive game, a AAA game made by a rather large company, you would expect it to have worked upon release. And just no. It was broken entirely, completely. It's littered with microtransactions. Gotta love them. And the Fallout formula just doesn't work with multiplayer. It's single player by blood. So there you go. We're going to move on because I could make a whole 20-minute video on that and not scratch the surface of how much I hate it. So we're going to move on to Oh Sir, the Hollywood Roast. We're going to be quick with this one because it's kind of forgettable. AI is terrible in single player. No one plays multiplayer. Apart from that, it's rather fun if you have friends, which I don't. So, hey ho. Moving on, World War Z. If you like that film, you might like this. Might. It is bad, but it's fun. Apart from the very linear design with no saving grace about it. Weapons are... it's not great, to be fair, but there are worse gunplays. There is worse weapon systems in gaming. A lot worse. Moving on, we're going to talk about everyone's least favourite Call of Duty until World War II and Infinite Warfare, Ghosts. Yeah. The only reason it's not lower is due to Extinction, which is great. Due to its, even with its linear design, it kind of works. It works a hell of a lot more than World War Z does. But the multiplayer, yikes. Yikes. How do you describe it? That's what I'm trying to think of. You can't, really. Well, you can, but I'm too dumb to find the words. Maps, too big. Big, bulky. They're just bad. Leave it at that, they're bad. The time to kill is too short. It's like It is too quick. So we're going to move on. Oh, the campaign is... story's not great, but it's not bad. I mean, it is, but... Moving on. Pains me to put it here, but... Goat Simulator. Yeah. It's not really a game. It is, but it isn't. It's one of those games where you just mess about, really. You destroy stuff as a goat, and I'm fairly certain just a precursor to that Goose game that I haven't played yet. So we're just gonna move on. Oh, it is weird. Let's bet that. Next one, also don't want to put it here, but I kind of have to. Bending, great story, great anime, great style, visuals are brilliant. Confusing ending, but this is what kills it for me. There is zero replay value. None. There is zero. Gameplay kind of bland. Puzzles aren't exactly difficult. It's no. So let's move on. Probably gonna get a bit of hate for this, but Subnautica, because I'm dumb and it's confusing. It's not really that well explained either, but apart from that, it's good for what it is, I guess. There's not really much to say about it, to be fair. 27, also don't like putting it here, but Slime Rancher. Great chill game. It's cute. It's too cute. Cuteness overload. Great style. Kind of got humour, it doesn't. Story's a bit... Story could be better. The expansion pack is pretty cool, the rewards you get from them are okay. But it's... One, after you finish it, it's like, what now? There's no difficulty. There really isn't any difficulty, to be fair. And it's kind of just farming, which gets really boring after a while. It's a shame. I can't put it higher and I can't put it lower, so it just kind of has to be here. So let's move on. This one I'm definitely going to get hate for, though, but it's only because this is the current version of it, and it's due to one massive thing. It's Rainbow Six. Alpha packs I can handle, but a battle pass that you need to pay for, I'm not. No, that's too far. You put microtransactions with the alpha packs and the 6 points, you've still got the shop. They haven't got rid of the shop. And then you add a battle pass that you pay for. What were they thinking? What was they thinking? Why? Why? It's embarrassing. To copy Fortnite is a crime in itself. But apart from that, the basic experience is alright. Very competitive though, and if you want to chill, probably shouldn't. I mean, I play casual matches and get death threats, so I don't know what it's like. Don't really want to know what it's like on competitive. It's a competitive thing? I think it is. So we're going to move on, and this is really embarrassing for all the things under it, but it's Fortnite. Yeah. For one of the most popular games on the planet at the minute, it is rather weird. I mean, in the current season, you can run around as a muscled cat who kills Deadpool. I just want to mention that I don't think really Deadpool works with this game, because some of the key characteristics of Deadpool is he's loud, he talks a lot, and he swears a lot. And you can't really do that in a kids game that has no talking protagonists outside of their Save the World mode. Crossovers are kind of cool though. Some of them are half-assed, and some of them are great, like this new one, which was actually pretty cool after a minute. And yeah, DP did get me back into it, which I don't really like. Battle royales, not my thing, personally. Just not really. So we're going to move on. This next one, number 24 to be precise, the original Star Wars Battlefront. Yeah, that fairly certain came out before I was conceived. It's pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. Gunplay could do some work. like they're going to update it. It's been years. Atmosphere is pretty good. There's no playable heroes. The vehicle system, though, is way better than EA's. Way better. I love how you can just jump into a vehicle. Hell, I love the fact... I like to play like gimmick matches of games. I love the fact that I can run over on Bespin, on the cloud platforms, run over to the Empire's side and grab a TIE fighter as a rebel and then go around. That is great. That's so cool. Why hasn't other games done a system like that? Because it's great, honestly. But only reason it's not higher is because everything that's in it isn't as good as the next game or the game that came after it, which is also on my list, which is higher up. So we're gonna move on. Oh Christ! Give me a sec. I like having the lighting. Let's move on. This one really hurts. Like really, really hurts me. But I cannot put it higher. And it's the Walking Dead Telltale series. People are going to witch hunt me for this, but there's barely any replay value. I love games that I can just pick up again and play through all the way, with something different happening, playing with a different faction or playing a different playthrough. The only thing is, you can change the dialogue if you want. You could be nice, or you could be I've reached a place where I can't. A not very nice person. Let's just say that. You know what I mean. Or you could be middle ground. The story's brilliant. The characters are top notch. But the lack of replay value. Like, in the end, I'm sorry, but no matter what, really, who you side with in the first season, how does it end? With Lee and Clementine at the end. That's it. I played through the first season multiple times to see if anything changed, and nothing changes, which is a shame. But I will give it bonus points for it being the only game that made me cry. I'm a bit of a pansy though, so take that for what you will. Moving on, I am definitely getting murdered for putting it above most of this, but it's Watch Dogs 2, mainly because if I just want to mess about, that's probably the game I'll go on. Story is villain. I don't even remember his name. He's really forgettable, but he's kind of clever in his own way, I guess. I mean, neither of the Watch Dogs games have good villains, let's be fair. Protagonist, Marcus, is brilliant though, I love him. Full of character, funny-ish. Horatio is just, he's not really even a character. Wrench is Wrench. Josh is probably my favourite character in that game though. He gets quite a bit of character development in the DLCs, and I love seeing people like me represented in media. I'm autistic, okay? So when I heard that Joshua, I immediately felt a connection with him. And he's just kind of cute, really. So let's move on to Saints Row 4. Yeah, I probably won't get anything for putting it here, but it's whack. It's on something. I mean, is there any other game you know where you can beat up an alien as the President of the United States? I may be British, but even I can appreciate that. That's just cool. That's just weird. I love it when games do weird things. But let's be fair here, the more serious Saints Row games are better. The powers, I don't hate them, but I don't love them either. They're just kind of meh to me. This next one, though, this is probably going to be the one that kills me. But this is mostly due to me and not the game. It's Fallout 3. I do like Fallout 3. Graphics is a bit to me. It does look terrible to me graphically. Story's okay. It's not good, it's not bad. To me, it's pretty good. But I am completely terrible at it. It just confuses me. But then again, that's just because I'm stupid. But honestly, I cannot bring myself to put it any higher. I'm sorry, I can't. I really just can't. and that really does hurt because I know it's good, but I just can't wrap my head around it. The opening, sorry, I'm dying. The opening though is great. It's great. It's pretty good seeing you grow up, and the motivations for your character is a lot better than New Vegas. Let me just say that. I'm sorry, I do like New Vegas, but your character's motivations are pretty terrible. I mean, in Fallout 3, you are searching for your dad. Yeah, that's great. It's not bad. In Fallout New Vegas, though, you're just trying to find the guy who shot you, and you find him remarkably early. Then it's kind of like, now what? But apart from that, New Vegas is pretty good. Next one, personal, really, really personal, is the pre-sequel. I just don't feel anything for it. It's a Borderlands game, so the graphics are okay. The style is there. The only thing I feel it has running for it is the fact that it's Handsome Jack's origin story, and you get a bit of background to Handsome Jack, and a bit of, like, you see what kind of characters Lilith and Moxie are, but that's kind of it, really. Sorry. Next one, this might make people angry, but it is my opinion, so just probably should disregard it. Black Ops 4. Yeah, I don't hate Black Ops 4. I think it's okay. It's not great, I'll admit, but I don't hate it. Gunplay's great. Maps, terrible. Blackout is... I mean, I was about to say it was the best. It's COD's take on it, but Warzone's a thing now, and I haven't tried Warzone yet because I'm not downloading a 90 gig battle royale because I have better things to do with what's left of my memory. Zombies, I don't hate what they did with the perk system, but I don't love it either. I do prefer the old system. The elixirs are pathetic, I'm going to admit. They're just a weaker version of Gobblegum. Just are. Maps, I have the DLCs, yeah, sue me. 9 is brilliant, undoubtedly. Blood of the Dead, sorry, is too hard. It's too difficult. It's too much. It is a severe downgrade from everything Mob was, which is embarrassing for it. Voyage is surprisingly, you don't feel like you're on the Titanic. Who'd have thought? The DLCs aren't great. Alpha Omega is meh. Tag is an ending on par with Revelations, in my opinion. I don't love it. I don't feel anything for it. That map's beautiful though. Like, it is graphically pleasing. Map design, it's just enough of a remaster, isn't it? Ancient Evil though, that's a map. That is a map. That is on par with Horizon, but it's not for me. And you will find out why. Yeah, gunplay's pretty good. Operator mods are a decently okay addition. I haven't played New Modern Warfare, so I don't know if they added it. Probably haven't. The Battle Pass system is probably the best copy of it I've seen. Still embarrassing if you have a copy of Fortnite though. And yeah, it's just Black Ops 4. Moving on. This one's quite... If you haven't played it again since it's released, I do really implore you to revisit. And that's Star Wars Battlefront 2 EA. I feel a bit sick saying that. Well, saying the last bit. It's better. It has been improved. All the loot box stuff is gone completely, which is great. That was a step forward. Co-op's a lot of fun. Galactic Assault is kind of... Now with Supremacy, there's no reason for the Galactic Assault to exist because it's really linear and it's not as good as what the original Star Wars Battlefront 2 provided. I can say that now because I have played it and it is on this list. It's coming up. Graphically, it's brilliant. You feel like you're in Star Wars, which is good. Starfighters, though, that's been good since game release. That is probably the best Star Wars like ship combat there is on the market and has ever been. But then again, I haven't played a lot of the Star Wars flying games because they do exist, even though I do personally think the arcade one is cooler. Don't sue me. Battle point system, now having gone and played the originals, I hate it. I absolutely despise the battle pass system. The normal 4 classes, though, I do prefer over the old one, but that's just a personal opinion. And it's more, I prefer that, but I don't hate the other one, and they are equal, really. So moving on, we've got The Force Unleashed. The first one, haven't played the second one yet. Starkiller is incredible. Pretty cool main protagonist. And they do mostly explain away why you're able to kick everyone's butt simultaneously as the player, because it's in the old Star Wars canon, Starkiller was the most powerful Force user. Story, haven't finished yet, so kind of have to disregard my opinion on this one. Graphics, they hold up more or less due to this day, and the story of Vader's hidden apprentice is pretty cool. It's just kind of pretty cool. Combat systems, okay. It's not my style of combat. Just isn't. Sorry. So we're going to move on. This one might make a few people mad, but it's Borderlands 3. As much as I hate saying it, Borderlands 3 was my gateway into the Borderlands series. And story, it's okay. I love how you can. I love the fact that now you can go across multiple planets and see the kind of whole universe that Borderlands is in. Graphically, top. Borderlands will always look great. Okay, it holds up. Even Borderlands 2, which was released ages ago, it holds up to this day. Villains, they're menacing, but they are really annoying. Because they do the whole Handsome Jack thing where they contact you, which is nice. So you feel like you're learning about villains, but they are so annoying. Like, they do not shut up. And anything they say isn't funny or insightful. It's just irritating. And honestly, if I wanted to watch siblings argue, I just wouldn't. I don't have siblings, so I don't know what it's like. I argue enough with my parents. So let's move on. This kills me the most, because I would love to put it in the top 5, but I can't. Number 14, Lego Star Wars: The Complete Saga. This game was my childhood. I'm not going to try and say that it wasn't, but because it was. It's all the original Lego Star Wars games, which is all the movies apart from the newer ones, which means prequel and sequel, prequel and OT. It's Lego Star Wars. What can I say about it? There is nothing. It's great. Humor still holds up to this day, even though I've matured. It's okay. It's really good. Next, it's only really due to how the game works itself. It's Overwatch. The gameplay isn't bad. The characters aren't bad. Story isn't bad. I really like the Overwatch story. I'm quite into it. I'm a story geek for most things. It takes so long for new content to be available. The loot boxes are annoying because I just get blues and greys. Like I said, personal. It just takes too long for stuff to come out, and by the time that stuff does come out, you've probably experienced it all in about an hour and you're off playing something else. It can't keep me engaged in it. I can't stay interested in it long enough. And I'm not really a competitive player, so competitive it's not really my thing. I'll play it, but not on my own, because the matchmaking is terrible. Matchmaking nowadays isn't great. Heroes balance is either way off, or characters will either be really powerful or too powerful. No, either too powerful or not powerful enough. A good example would be Roadhog, who used to be OP, then went trash, and I don't really know if he's okay or not anymore, because he changes. let's just move on before I end up losing my sanity again. Next is Modern Warfare 2. Not the remastered because I haven't played it yet. The original. Story, the campaign is brilliant. I love the Modern Warfare 2 campaign. Multiplayer, no one plays it anymore, and it was really overpowered when the game. It was really unbalanced when the game came out. I mean, we all know what I'm talking about. Spec Ops I'm not into the whole mission thing. And personally, I think the Spec Ops in Modern Warfare 3 is better. But apart from that, great. And I love that it does not have the Pick 10 system, because I despise the Pick 10 system. Moving on. This is the original Star Wars Battlefront 2 at number 11. I keep forgetting that I need to say the numbers, or people might lose track, because I'm just probably rambling on in this. The original Star Wars Battlefront 2 is probably, apart from one other game, probably the best Star Wars game ever. Best Star Wars shooter, hands down. Everything that the original does, it does, but better. Everything the newer one, it does, but better. No battle point system. You got multiple classes. Over the first two eras of Star Wars, heroes. Galactic Conquest as well. I haven't got that far into it, but it's a lot of fun. It's great. A campaign this time. Only because I'm a story nerd, I'm not a big fan of the campaign, because now I know that I prefer, and this is going to get me killed, I prefer Disney's 501st Clone Legion, and I prefer saying that they are Anakin's instead of Palpatine's clone force. But that's just personal. But it does show a human side to the clones that no one had seen before, because the movies didn't really focus on them. They might as well have been battle droids. So let's move on. This is Modern Warfare 3, number 10. Mostly only because of Spec Ops Survival. Survival is a lot of fun. Maps are great. But this is where the problem lies. It is stupidly similar to Modern Warfare 2. Like in every way. I don't mind that the campaign picks off straight away from Modern Warfare 2. That's great. I love stories that just instantly continue. Incredibles 2, for example. But the multiplayer is too similar. Multiplayer is a lot of fun, but it's too similar to Modern Warfare 2. There's nothing original in that game. But it is, my opinion, it's just only slightly better than Modern Warfare 2, because I've played more of it due to the fact there are online servers at the minute, and because of Spec Ops Survival, which is a lot of fun, and I've played a lot recently and throughout my life. Next up, at number 9, is Saints Row 2. Where to start is great. It is brilliant. The story is strong for a Saints Row game. Customizations are surprisingly good for again, gunplay, great-ish. Still, it's got the Star Wars Battlefront problem, to be honest. Graphically, it holds up not bad to now. Humor, what little of it there is, it's pretty okay. Yeah, you unlock stuff the way that I prefer it. You do challenges or missions and you unlock stuff through that way, which is how most games, if not all games, should handle it, no doubt. So, moving on. The only reason this one isn't higher at number 8 is because of my personal preference, and this is Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Wow. It's not a game. It is an experience. It is a masterpiece. Even if you're not a Star Wars fan, there is something you can enjoy. Graphics are outstanding. It is beautiful. The story is on point. The lightsaber customization. Finally. It does have the exploring for the parts problem, but I don't mind that as much, because I don't mind at all looking for those beautiful worlds that Respawn created. I'm fair to say it's Respawn. But it has one problem. Not my type of gameplay. I'm not into the gameplay, but that's just me. I don't like that style of game. And if I did, it would be number 1, 100%. One other thing, because I'm a bit of a Star Wars nerd, it's the only game I feel that has got Vader's power level. Spoiler, 100%. He is unnervingly powerful. You get to the end of the game and you're in your prime. You are the best you can be. And he wipes the floor with you like you're nothing. You might as well be a youngling. And that's how he should be. You shouldn't be able to beat Vader. No question you shouldn't be able to. He's the Dark Lord. He's a Dark Lord of the Sith. He's going to wipe the floor with you. And he does. With little to no effort at all. It's brilliant. But before I turn to a Star Wars fanboy, we're going to move on. This bit is really mainly due to my opinion, and it is mainly due to one fact. This is Black Ops 3, yeah. I am a zombies player, hands down. You've got the fact that I was terrible at multiplayer when I was a child to thank for that. But the zombies in Black Ops 3 is the best in the series, undoubtedly. Even the bad maps in Black Ops 3, says Hiroshima, they're great. I'll go back and play Zetsu any day over most of what's in Black Ops 4 and Infinite Warfare and World War 2. It's great, but I will admit, multiplayer is broken. Even though out of the Advanced Movement trio, it is the best. It beats Infinite Warfare and it beats Advanced in Advanced Movement. Loot boxes are annoying. I hate the fact that you can only get one camo for one weapon at a time. They brought that back in Black Ops 4 and I hate it. If you're going to put a camo in a loot box, make sure that camo is unlocked for all weapons, not just one. That is just the worst idea in history. I don't mind the emotes and gestures as much. They don't bother me. They have aged terribly though. They have aged very badly. Graphically, it's not great, it's not bad. The campaign is awful. Not gameplay wise, it's pretty good. It's not good. And it's not good, it's not bad, it's okay. Story though, not connected to the other two Black Ops games at all. And it's confusing. It's just a mess. It's too much. It makes no sense. And I'm used to confusing storylines. For example, the zombie storyline, it's not simple. I've wasted half of my brain space trying to comprehend that storyline. But yeah, no. So we're going to move on. Number 6, another COD. This is Black Ops 2. Undoubtedly, I'd say is one of the best CODs. Great zombies, apart from Transit and Dire Eyes. Transit I can take, Dire Eyes I can't. I'm not going into a zombie sense. It's got undoubtedly the best campaign of all the COD games. My opinion, just remember that, don't butcher me. Graphically, it holds up even today, I'd say. The multiplayer was great when it came out, but it is completely unplayable now. The amount of hackers, and I'm not joking, seriously, it's lobbies filled with people who have auto aim, and I don't know what the hacks are, but for example, they will just stand there shooting in the eye and I'll die shooting in the air and I'll die across the map. It is unplayable. And that's infuriating because the maps are great, the gunplay is great, but it's just filled with hackers, so it's unplayable. Currently, I would love Treyarch ever if they just fixed the multiplayer in Black Ops 2. Just please, Treyarch, please. So we're going to move on. We're number 5. Top 5 now, yeah. This video is rather long, but I'm going to try and speed up as much as I can. Left 4 Dead 2. Probably the best zombie game never. Pretty good story. If you got the DLCs, and let's be fair here, they're not expensive, so you probably might have. You get to play all the original maps from the first one, remastered, which are great. Flow, great. Enemy variation, great. Weapons, pretty good. Characters are lovable and iconic. And it's a Valve game. Valve can just perfect most things. There is a reason I pray to Gabe Newell. There is reasons. Which is moving on to number 4, which is the orange box. I would have split this up, but I cannot for the life of me do it. Portal is brilliant. TF2 on console isn't great, but it's not bad. It has its own little community on Xbox. I'm not joking. It's okay. It's just TF2 at its core. I have played PC TF2, and it's kind of microtransactions, but if for a console port, it's okay. But the servers are terrible at the moment, and there hasn't been a single update since its release, so I doubt they'll be fixed, which sucks. Half-Life 2, though. Ooh. It's a masterpiece of gaming. It just is. It just is, man. I beat the first bit of Half-Life 2, and I've almost finished Half-Life 2 Episode 2, and I've finished Half-Life 2 Episode 1. It's great. And the fact that there might be a Half-Life 3 due to Alex, that's really exciting. That's really good. It's the orange box. What more do you want? Like, if you want a trio of classic games, I fully recommend it. You won't be able to buy it on system though, and if you've got a PS3 or 4, you're not going to be able to play it. Xbox, you will have to buy the orange box second hand, like I have. You can't buy it on system. Infuriating. If you're PC, you're laughing, mate. Just go on Steam. So let's move on. Number 3 is Borderlands 2. I haven't fully finished it yet. I'm very, very close. Handsome Jack, one of the best villains of all time. He's only beaten by one other, who I'm not going to mention yet. Great characters-ish. Gunplay, pretty good. Style, brilliant. Story, brilliant. It's Borderlands 2. Like I said, what more do you want me to say? And this video is longer, so I'm going to try and cut it off. 2, this is the one that might make people confused or upset or angry or all of the above. Fallout 4. 1, I have personal memories with it. I used to play this game way too much. If I asked God for all the time that I've played that game back, I'd probably get a year of my life back. Creation Club, I despise though. If they need to get rid of it. The weapon camera should just be a part of the base game. I love weapon customization, but it's just a joke. And it makes the game way too buggy. My game can barely hold up, which is a shame. But Fallout 4 story is meh. But everything you can do with it, specifically with mods, that's where it shines, I'd say. And if you've got a PlayStation 4, I feel bad for you because Fallout 4 is not very well on that console. So moving on. Well, no, we're not going to move on. I want to talk about it more. It used very recently to be my favourite game of all time, which is the only reason it's at number 2, and it was only beaten by one other game, which I'm fairly certain I won't be murdered for putting number 1. For me, the number 1 best game of all time, in my opinion, has got to be Portal 2. I'm sorry, it just has to be. I mean, fuck, Christ's sake, I bought a companion cube. This is unfortunately my only friend now. Great story, great atmosphere, puzzles that are quite difficult, and humour is great. It's just it's to me it's perfect. I don't see any problems with it. There's an air of mystery. Going down into old Aperture is crazy. It's great hearing Cave Johnson scream about lemons. It's atmosphere. You actually feel like you're a test subject. You don't feel like you're a test subject in Aperture, but you feel like you are benefiting science. But like I said, I have no friends apart from a companion cube, so I haven't played co-op yet. I will one day though, and I will update you. So there we go. 14 minutes later, we're done. Yeah, my voice is completely buggered now, and I can barely speak. Like I could anyway. I'm going to try and end this as quickly as I can because no one's going to want to sit for a 40-minute video, and if you have, I fully respect you. You have wasted your time. If you like this, God help you. You can subscribe if you want. You don't have to. I won't force you. If you like it, you can like it. I don't know what they mean. I don't know if it has any impact on anything ever. And if you have sat here and listened to me ramble, thank you. I barely get anyone to listen to me. So I'm going to leave you. And remember, this is me we're talking about. So if you think that my list is wrong, you can tell me. If you want to give me hate, you can. I can take it at this point. I don't really know how to end this. Let's just say, and I want to say quickly, do stay safe. With all that's happening right now, it's not good. I'm not going to try and sugarcoat it. Just stay safe. And yeah, this is Nightmare signing off. Just remember, in the end, we're all gamers.